after I graduated college, a lot of my friends who I graduated with were talking about finding jobs and kind of the next step in life. And I realized shortly after college, when I found Watchung Hills, that I didn't find a job, I found a career. And that's what Rider really helped me find. I mean, just being here in the high school every day, seeing the kids in class, making them get excited about history, making them see that connection between something they're learning and something present day, seeing them in the hallways, and they say, "Hey, Mr. Phillips," you know, talking to their friends, this and that. It's really just an overwhelmingly great feeling.
I graduated from Rider in May 2010. I actually started the job application process before I graduated, and I was lucky enough to have a few interviews in the spring of my senior year. Then a week after graduation, I had 2 job offers. I'm really happy here at Frelinghuysen. One of the things that is definitely my favorite aspect of our school is that all of my students have come from very different backgrounds and upbringings, and it's super refreshing to see everyone being so friendly and caring and kind with each other. Rider was really helpful to me in my transition to this job. I actually still keep in contact with my supervisor from student teaching, and she still checks in with me and asks if there's anything that she could help me with, anything that I'm having trouble with. So it's kind of, she's just going above and beyond to make sure that I feel prepared for the job and that I continue to be prepared as I keep growing as a professional educator.
After graduation, I had 4 job offers. It was really nice to be able to have the choice on where I wanted to teach. I currently teach at Freehold Borough High School in Monmouth County, and I've been teaching for almost 2 years now. Rider prepared me for this experience more than I could ever imagine.
Currently, my students are working on business plans where they were able to create their own business, decide who's in charge, who's going to be in charge of money, and who's going to run the business. I got this idea from student teaching, where I student taught entrepreneurship and was able to take many of those ideas into my own classroom.
My favorite part of teaching is seeing my students every single day and knowing that I make a difference in their lives.
I received my bachelor's degree from Rider University, and I graduated in 2008 with a degree in education and English. I enjoyed the experience so much that I went back in 2009 to receive my graduate degree in special education. I graduated in 2011, and now I currently work at Lawrence High School. When I went back for my graduate degree in special education, I never really had any previous experience with students with special needs. So I really wasn't sure what I was going to get myself into, but I can say that in my first in-class experience, I worked with students with autism, and I can say when I left that day that I told my wife, I called her up and I said, this is where I'm supposed to be. And thanks to Rider, if it wasn't for Rider University, I would never have had that experience, and I wouldn't be where I am today. For me, my first class, I was straight into the field, and before I even graduated, I had multiple experiences at multiple different schools. So I had that ability to have the different experiences, in middle school, high school, from 6th grade to 12th grade. So I had that ability to choose what I really felt comfortable with, and thankfully because of that, I felt the most comfortable with high school, and that's how I knew I wanted to be a high school teacher.
I think what attributed most to my success in the classroom is watching my professors and how they taught me in the classroom, and the way that they care about their students, and the way that they helped me not only to become a better teacher, but to become a better person. There are 10 second grades at Hawk, and what works for the class next door might not necessarily work for my class. And what I like is that I can do my own thing and develop my own curriculum based on the content standards and the standards set by the district and by my school, but I can do what works for my kids, and I want my kids to be successful, and I want my kids to love school and take risks and challenge themselves, and I'm able to do that, keeping my kids in mind and what they need, pulling small groups, working with them one-on-one, and I have the luxury to be able to do that. We've been studying fiction reading all year, and we've since started nonfiction because my kids are so enthusiastic about the nonfiction books in our library. And we're using our Think Notes to try to track and monitor our understanding as we read. So right now I'm teaching them to kind of put in things like what it makes you think about, what it makes you wonder about, any connections that we have, and that really helps them to comprehend the text, which is a really challenging task for 2nd graders. I chose Rider because I know that I can succeed as a person, and I knew that I could stand out. I was always the kind of student that I needed the one-on-one time with a faculty member, and I was able to get that at Rider. When I walked on campus for the campus tours, I just knew. It hit me all of a sudden, and my mom wrote the deposit for me that day, and I never looked back. And if I could spend 4 more years there, I absolutely would.